everybody? I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we have a lot to talk about. It's official. Jerome Powell stepped to the mic earlier today and said the unthinkable. Time to cut rates is here. Less than 30 days, it's going down. Are you going to put yourself in position to win, ladies and gentlemen? Are you ready for the riches? And welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for being here this Friday night. You could be anywhere in the world. It's Friday night, just got paid, out partying, doing whatever you're doing. I know you're busy, but I thank you so much for being here. And if you don't mind, please make sure you share the videos. We get no love on social media, but share the videos nonetheless, because you never know who might find it, who might see it, who you might be able to help. Because this is it. It's going down. You have less than 3 years to have a household income of $200,000 annually. That I know is a lot. That's like $15,000 to $20,000 per month. So if two people make $7,500, one makes 10 G's a month, this is where we're at now. Again, this is no hyperbole. I told people the middle class was going to be wiped out when I started 5 years ago. It's happened. 70% of y'all out here watching this are living paycheck to paycheck. And what's even worse, because of the way the pay scale goes, you get paid either monthly, bi-weekly, and it's rare that people get paid weekly. 78% of all people in America during the month are living paycheck to paycheck during the month. That means the middle class is already wiped out. Who they coming for next? You who make $150,000, $175,000. You're next. You're not going to live comfortable at this present salary point. Whether it's household income, meaning 2 or 3 people have to work, or one person, you guys know the game plan. And it starts now, not next week, not when Jerome Powell steps up to the mic and says, hey, we're cutting rates today. No, none of that. You have to put yourself in position now, ladies and gentlemen. This is Financial Friday. Thank you so much for being here once again to the SSN Nation Financial Friday live stream. And this is a big one because this is the last one that you're going to have to do, because after this, if you find yourself where you are making only 75, 100K, then all I can suggest is you better find that Arkansas, Alabama, Missouri, Ohio, somewhere in Nevada desert, somewhere in Arizona desert. You better find a place that you're going to be able to survive when costs are way, way less. And if you don't want to live in those spots, then I suggest you start worrying about how you're going to be making more money 2, 3, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, 6 years from now, especially as you get older. You don't make more after you get to a certain age, and it's not 60. Generally, your prime time money-making years are in the early 30s to the first part of your 50s. All right? So you guys have to understand what's happening. This is it. They're going to reduce the interest rates. what's going to happen is it's plain and simple. People are going to refinance their house, take money out. They're going to use that money to either invest it into something that makes them more money, like they should do if they're going to take money out of their house because that's a loan, or they're going to buy a business that's existing already, so that way they have money coming in, or go buy some other real estate that is 2, 3, 4 plexes or 10-unit apartment buildings, so that way they can have money coming in. But no matter what you do, the liability game is over, because your liabilities is going to cost you an arm and a leg. And that's why car prices have gone up. Your credit, oh yeah, you got to make sure your credit's good, ladies and gentlemen. Down below in the description box on YouTube, there's smart credit. All right, just keep that in mind. There's smart credit down below on YouTube. That helps fix your credit, because you're going to want a 750 credit score, 740 credit score or higher, because you're going to be able to tap into these loans eventually that are interest only for 18 months. Interest only. And I wouldn't even, I would bet my life on it that they're going to have interest only for 24 months at low rates this round, because the rich people get interest only for more than 1.5 years. Can you imagine getting interest only for 2 years or 3 years on whatever you buy? And imagine that you can buy something interest only and use that money to invest in something that's giving you 10% return. It's like free money. This is what's going down. So once again, I want to say I'm on Instagram tonight doing the live stream. So thank you so much. Make sure you smash the heart button, the like buttons, the follow buttons. If you have anything that you want to say, make sure you say, hey, what's up? Divine Transit, thank you so much for being in the house on Instagram. The first one in. Let me see what's going down on other channels. We're across the social media spectrum. Let me see who's in the house first. It looks like we have Leeson Martinez in the house, a real estate investor. He's already making his moves, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday live stream. And he brings his tagline, Happy Friday, SSN Nation. Let's go, let's grow. We like that. I like that. I hope everybody else likes that. That's what we do here. We don't want to leave anybody behind. Remember, rising tide lifts all boats. We have Jaway J in the house. Jaway J is another real estate investor, ladies and gentlemen. He's here, except he has that icon next to his name, which means he's a member of the channel, which I humbly appreciate. And Jaway J, welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday night live stream. And he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, SSN Nation. Happy Friday, everyone. Received notification, saw the trailer, and the trifecta. Smash the like button. That's right, a one piece. For that like button, no matter which social media platform you're on, I'd greatly appreciate that. And Jaway J, thank you so much for being here. Say hello to the wife once again. I appreciate you guys. All right, Laverne Penix, one half of the Mr. and Mrs. Cool team. That's right, Laverne Penix, aka Mr. Cool, is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And he has that icon next to his name, which I humbly appreciate as well. And he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received the notification and he saw the trailer. That's 2 people tonight. And make sure everybody always smash the like button. Now, let's get into this, shall we? Because once again, I have the WhatsApp. First of all, we have a WhatsApp group. And hold on a second. I see I have something happening in some of the error. Wait a moment, then try again. I have an error on one of the social media platforms, but it's okay. It's all right. But all I'm going to say is make sure you go to Beachfront Java first. I forgot about Beachfront Java. That's our own Professor Auntie Val and family has started a coffee business, premium coffee that is from Africa, Central America, South America, Indonesian beans. That's the places. And if you think you don't qualify, because you're going to say, oh, I only use whole beans. No problem. She has it. Some of you go, oh, okay, I know they don't have the espresso blend. I need that fine ground. She's got it. Some of you say, well, I just got a normal coffee maker, so just can I get that drip ground? coffee, she's got it. And then some of you, I know, some of you are them bougie types. You got to have that Keurig machine, right? She's got it. Premium blend coffee, all of them. Go to Beachfront Java, and when you go there, make sure you use SSN Lifestyle. All caps. SSN Lifestyle. All caps, because after your first order, you get a discount for life. That's right. You heard me. And everybody who's in the United States, as long as you order and it's shipped in the United States, it's free shipping. Naturally, if it's shipped outside of the country, outside the USA, it's going to cost you shipping costs. But nonetheless, go over to beachfrontjava.com and show your love. And there's 20 different varieties. And if coffee's not your thing, because some of you I know, I don't like coffee, Eric. I drink tea. She has tea also, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think you can't escape the love. Go show some love for our own Professor Auntie Val and family, all right? Now, let's see what else we got. Looks like Joe Nay's in the house. Another investor has arrived. Thank you so much for being here. And with that icon next to his name, which I humbly appreciate, and he says his tagline, "What's good, SSN Nation? I hope this Financial Friday everybody is in good health." You're damn right, man, because health is wealth, and you definitely need that. So we're going to find out over the next 3 years what's going to happen. I got a strategy, working on that text yellow goal. All right. I like strategies because you have to have a strategy. We're going to talk about some strategy here shortly. But before we get into that, let me know what you guys are thinking about this Federal Reserve cut. There's a lot of things going on out here. There are some people that are in the financial industry that keep saying there's going to be a recession, not a bull run. They're saying a recession. Now, the Federal Reserve, they've done their part. They stalled the economy. They faked the low inflation rates. What do I mean by faked it is because they didn't raise the interest rates like they should have. Instead, they just waited over a year because after the prices went up, and they say, let's just say it went up to 2% in case we have some new people watching. Let's say it went up to 10%. So then what happens? If the following year inflation goes up 2 or 3%, then I can turn around and say a year later, I go, oh, it only went up 2.5%. When in fact, nothing actually changed with regard to the inflation number. We just made it appear to be. What should have happened is they should have raised the federal funds rate at least 2 more times to make sure that shakes out all these guys that borrow. That's their friends, right? They didn't want to go past that 5% or 5.2 or 5.5 because they know what's going to happen. Their friends were going to have to start selling things because now they can't arbitrage their way to making money. But nonetheless, here we are. So now, ordinary citizens, that's you, that's me, that's you, me, you, we have to go win the old-fashioned way. Earn it. So now, if you have disposable income, you're going to have to cut it off right now. No more liabilities. You got to put your money into something that makes you a return for life if it can. But at least get a return while you're sleeping, while you're at work, while you're doing something. All right. So this strategy, we're going to start this off. Let me see. Where am I want to start tonight? I think I'm going to start with, oh, yes, I do. That doesn't really matter. I will go there. I don't have it all screened up already for you guys, but I'll go to the Federal Reserve. I dropped a video earlier about this, hoping that people would come in tonight and discuss this. Because, see, they're showing at 2.5%, down from 3.2% a year ago, well off its peak of 7% in 2022. This is exactly what I'm talking about. They're putting in these false numbers. If they tell you it's 7%, it's really 14. If they tell you it's 3.2, it's really 6.2. If they're telling you it's 2.5, it's 5. Shadowstats.com. All right. Don't deal with these nonsensical numbers. It doesn't make sense. You live here. You go around shopping. You know what time it is. All right. Don't let these guys gaslight you. Here we go. Indicates interest rates cuts ahead. The time has come for policy to adjust. Come on, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Oh man, yeah, he's out there hanging out with all the other banks, central bank guys from around the world, and they're over there making plans. I'm not going to say anything else about them, but those plans only include you. And look what happened. Dow closes more than 450 points higher as Powell signals Fed rate cuts are coming. This is what people have been waiting for, the rich guys. Now you're going to be a rich guy. How are you going to do it? Look, even if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you always have some money that you can turn around and say, you know what? I don't need to buy that Starbucks. I don't really need to buy Starbucks for $8, $7 when I can get a coffee for 50 cents, $1. I mean, come on. You can cut things if you really start thinking about it, because your life and your future will depend on it. And I don't want you guys out here having to worry about later down the line. Eric didn't say anything. I'm saying it. I've been saying it. We're going to keep saying it, but get on board. So let's see what's happened also. Notice all the red up here. 1 percentage point there. 1.47 on the NASDAQ. It seems like it's a good day for the ETF funds. Have where these guys are saying the recession in here. Nope. Nobody's talking about recession. I don't see it. Why forward Bitcoin rises? Bitcoin rises. That's interesting. Roblox went public 3 years ago. Here's how much 1,000 investment will be worth now. It's going to be worth less. All right. It never exploded like it should have. Capital One, DOJ sue software. Okay. That's it. I don't have nothing more to say other than I'm going to direct you to something straight off the bat, because I am a big fan of dividend funds. All right. There's a reason. Because if you could invest 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, and somewhere in your brokerage account, you're able to get $400 or $500 or $600 per month, or 1,000, wouldn't that be awesome? You have opportunity out here. Or you can spend 10,000 and make like $100, $120, $140 per month. So it depends on your risk level. So I'm going to get into a few things. Let me get it on screen so everybody can see it. I was looking at Joe Nay. I got the notification, saw the trailer, and guess what? Guess what? Uh-oh. What is this? It's not popping up right. Guess what? I just went nuclear and I smashed the like button. That's right. The trifecta. Thank you so much, Jonay, for that. I appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure, everybody, you smash the like buttons, share the videos with other people, forward them, let people know we're here for you. There's other people out here selling, get my stock tips. Let me sell my course. No, sorry. That's not our game, ladies and gentlemen. That is not our game. No, we're going to give you something that you can get your pens, pads, and papers ready. Now, I'm trying to figure out why I can't see the screen. This is not good for me. All right, fine. I'll do it a different way. Let's see here. There we go. There we go. This is what I wanted to look for. I'm starting out with dividend funds. These guys who's long members here, they know what I'm talking about. Here's the fact. Real Estate Investment Trust. That's what you're looking at on the screen. REIT. So these are, by default, they're buying into properties. They give out about 90% of the profit. Okay? Goes to the shareholders. So this is why you have a higher dividend than normal. But here's the thing. When these guys, when the Federal Reserve starts reducing interest rates, these guys are going to refinance too. They might have loans that are at 3.5, 4.5, or 5%. That means once they refi, the mortgages will be lower. That means there will be more profit. The only reason I mention this is because if you invest now, when it's 13% return, 14% return, 15% return, the money you invest today, tomorrow, next week, is still going to give you a return of 15%. When the stock price goes up, which I anticipate it will, then your return on investment goes lower, because just like right now at this ARR, for everybody on the podcast, all right, ARR, hold on, let me go pull it up. It's 14.34% dividend yield. That's based on buying at $20.09. If this is $25, the dividend is going to be the same amount. So now you're buying it at 25 and you're dividing it by how much you receive from the dividend, and it's going to be lower than 14%. That's how this works. So if you like 14.34% annual return, then you might consider ARR. But no, we're not going to stop there, ladies and gentlemen. You got to do your own research. You got to feel if this is what you should be investing in. But I'm going to stay in this vein because I'm going with AGNC. A is in Apple, G is in George, is in Nancy, C is in Charles. And this is also 14.13%. It's also a real estate investment trust. But now you can start doing math. You could say, I want 1,000 shares. Well, 1,000 shares is $10,000 that you're going to have to put in your brokerage account. Down below in the description box, Robinhood and Webull, if you haven't gotten your free shares of stock from either one of those apps, then please download both of them and get your free shares of stock, all right? You would only have 1,000, right? But $10,000 at 10% would be $1,000, right? Add another 400 because of the 14%, $1,400 a year is what you would be getting. But the question then goes, are you going to reinvest the monthly dividend, which is going to be roughly $100 a month, 120, I guess, roughly $120 a month, and then buy another 10 shares potentially every time, which now means your dividend goes higher? That's not a bad idea, right? That's simple. And so how many years are you going to get 14%? Okay, you'll double your money in roughly, what, 7 years, 6 years? Not bad. Okay, 14% is hella good. All I'm saying. All right, think about that. That's how we start this off. AGNC is one. I'm going to keep going. Get your pen, pads, and papers ready. NLY, another one, 12.99%. When you study these companies, make sure it aligns with what you're trying to do with your investment dollars. All right? Make sure you have your duffel bag of cash. All right? Make sure you have your copper. Make sure you have the bullets, as I've just mentioned. Make sure you have some firepower. Make sure you have a little bit of gold and silver. Not a whole bunch, because that's heavy. A little bit. So that way you can just grab and go. All right? And that means you have something with you, right? That's what you need. Here's NLY. N is in Nancy, L is in Larry, Y. 12.99%. Another, it's all a real estate investment trust. You should check it out. It's up to you what you want to do. Here's Arbor Realty Trust. Not everybody just does residential. Some do commercial, some do and residential, some do healthcare facilities, medical facilities. It all depends. So you got to make sure this aligns with what you're trying to do. Here goes another 12.9%. Arbor ABR. ABR is the stock symbol. All right. What else? Oh, yeah, we have more, ladies and gentlemen. Something I'm going off the charts tonight. Medical Properties Trust is the reason why I mentioned medical. Based in Birmingham, real estate investment, invest in healthcare facilities, subject to triple net leases. Owns 438 properties, Portugal, Spain, Switzerland, Australia, United States, Colombia, Finland, and United Kingdom. Yeah, I know. 13.3%. But again, you got to study. Make sure this aligns with what you're doing. Make sure you feel comfortable because you don't want to lose any money, right? Okay. But that's M as in Mary, P as in Paul, W. MPW is the Medical Properties Trust at 13%. This is getting good. This is great. The Icon Group, which to this day, I don't know what's going on. One of my favorites, though. The Icon Group, they're in all kind of industries: energy, automotive, food packaging, metals, real estate, and home fashion. But their stock price keeps dropping. They keep giving out dividends of 25%. This is very, very interesting. This ain't for the faint of heart, but you got to study this stock symbol, IEP. I is in India, E is in Eric, P is in Paul. Go check it out. Okay? This isn't that hard, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Biz to Cash, thank you so much for joining us on the other networks. I greatly appreciate that. And I got something else going on in the background I need to check, and it's not working. Uh-oh. All right. We're going to keep going. We got more. You thought it was almost over? Well, it almost is. Energy Transfer LP unit because of energy, because we want something a little stable, right? So, and I like Warren Buffett also invest in it too. So I kind of like that. The dividend is only 7.93. You want less risk? Then you go with these type of companies. And you might want to go with JP Morgan. I always talk about JEPI, JEPI, JEPQ. You'll be roughly around 9%, 9.5% to 10, 10.5%, depending on when you buy the stock. But go study JEPI. That's an ETF for JP Morgan. And that's low risk, right? It should be. And I believe that's almost it. Oh, how can I forget my favorites? PSEC, Prospect Capital Corporation, ladies and gentlemen. Do your research. They're up to 14.17% as well for a $5 share. Speaking of that, what's very interesting is for the same, remember that 10,000 before? That's very interesting. You could have 2,000 shares instead of, you could have 2,000 shares earning you 14%, which is going to make $280 per month roughly. Is that about right? I haven't done the math, but let's just say that's it. That may not be a lot, but I'm just saying you reinvest, you keep buying some more. Next thing you know, you keep building while you're sleeping at 14%. Just an idea, but make sure this aligns with your investments. Make sure this aligns with your risk tolerance. And the last but not least, Orchard Island Capital. Yes. ORC. 17.45%. $8.25 shares. You guys can do your own mathematical equations. You wrote these down, I hope. Hopefully this helps you out. This is what we're talking about. Making money while you're sleeping is dividend investing. So that's why I had to start off with these. And oh, I don't even know if that's the end. Hold on. Let me see if that's the end. It's not even the end yet. There's another one. IWMY, the Defiance Options Income, High Risk, High Rewards. The reason why they don't have this dividend yield here is because this is a whole different ball game. Whole different ball game. The reason why is because they actually do, they call it options income because they do different things. You're going to have to go study what they do. And the reason why you're going to have to go study is because what you see right here. 72.80% and paid $28.83 per share in the past year. I know. $2 per share per month on average, a little more than that. I know, ladies and gentlemen, I know. So here you are. We do have some people that invest in this. So you can imagine you have 1,000 shares, but you spent 40 grand. You can imagine $2,000 per month coming in. A little more than that, actually. And you can imagine what would happen if you reinvested that 2,000 a few times annually. Now you even have more shares making you more money. That's almost livable. And it's still liquid in your brokerage account. The only thing you have to worry about is high risk, high rewards. Is this going to actually be in your portfolio? High risk, high rewards. That's crazy. So I'm glad I left you with that one. We're going to get into something else. So let's see what else we have going on here. Here we go. Joe Nay. Uh-oh, hold on. I have something in the background that's bothering me. One of the streams are not working. All right. But nonetheless, that's a rare moment. Paul Castillo's in the house. Another investor has joined us. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday night live stream with that icon next to your name, which I humbly appreciate. And he says his tagline this evening. Good evening, everyone. Let's do this. That's right. Victor Marrero's chant. Let's do this. Let's do this. Thank you so much, Paul Castillo. I greatly appreciate that. And Mo Better's in the house. Another investor is here. This is the man that says BTBT, I believe. This is the man that says, he's going to have to tell me. I can't remember now because I've been looking at DCRC loans, DRCR loans, and all that stuff. So he'll have to tell you what it is, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, E, is his tagline. What's up, SSN family? And he says, Hulk, smash the like button. And once again, on the way in, and again, welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday night live stream. All right, Mo, he says it. Also, you won't be able to manage your own units in Vistacana anymore. By default, anyone who bought in Vistacana, you will be in a rental pool, property managed by Vistacana or whomever they. Oh, no. Mo, you're going to have to bring receipts. Where's the receipts? No, you can't leave a link. Uh-oh, what's this news I'm hearing? What's this news Mo's breaking out for us here now? Okay, hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, who are you hearing this from? Thank you. You did send it to me. But I need more than that because Vistacana is a weird animal. That means you gotta give me somebody's name. We gotta talk to them. We gotta bring them on. If that's the case, that would be crazy right now. There's too many units in there. They can't match. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm shocked. Where's this info coming from? This is disturbing. Downtown Los Carolina, now Vistacana being affected in recent news and announcing going around. Are you sure? Who's saying this? I need a verification from Vistacana for this. This is crazy. First of all, let's talk about Vistacana. Vistacana originally, Chuckham was supposed to be a condo hotel, or I don't even know, maybe even a hotel. I don't know. Towers at Vistacana, since it's on the outside and they took away the original hotel where the business center is, I thought that was always going to be condo hotels or a hotel environment. This thing about all of it, we need verifications. All of it, we already knew that they were going to have management that you would have to get approved. They're not going to let any willy-nilly happen. But if you're saying that they're all condo and townhouse and villas, if you rent, you have to go through them. And if you don't rent, you can't rent. I mean, you don't rent, meaning you don't go through Vistacana. Does that mean you can't rent? Or where's that rule at in the first place? We got to find out. This is major. This is major. And everybody knows I put a part 7 together over occupancy rates. And I also put condo hotels. I dedicated 3 or 4 videos to condo hotels. And if somebody's restricting what you can do for your rent and they are not a high-end property, that is never a good thing. I'm going to tell you right now, this is real estate that we're talking about. Decide to outsource their property management to, man, you better say something, Mo. Who is this? Wow. Whoa, a word, Mo. And the greed continues. It's not greed. It's not greed. I shouldn't say it is kind of greed, but it's not greed, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to, okay, this is not, I don't like them. And I'm just going to say things like it is. If you have, I don't know how this is going to work, but inside Vista Cana, for instance, if they decide to do some crazy nonsense like this, they have thousands of units that could potentially be up for rent. And all of them are going to be near the same price, except for the usual marketing practices. Lake View. Okay, that might be $249 per night. Non-Lake View, $75 per night. Pool view at the place you live at, 130. I mean, it's going to be all over the map, is my point. Prices are going to be all over the map in a big ass area with potentially a few hundred rentals at least. Because most people were not going to live there all year. They were probably going to live there or stay there a couple of weeks here, 3 or 4 weeks there, and then maybe possibly rent it out on Airbnb when they're not using it. But if you go into a rental situation, that means you're either in or you're out. That either means you're either in the rental program, signing on the dotted line, which now means you have restrictions, which could mean you can't stay past 30 days, which could mean your friends and family comes. Your friends, they pay. Your family, okay, they're your siblings, your mother, your father. Your cousins, they're out. You might have to prove they're family. So depending on the rules will depend on how this could go. I haven't seen anything. Mo's going to have to provide me some more than just his words on this. You guys know we need some info. We need some rules. We need it in writing, like the Aston hotels. They have theirs in writing. We need something in writing ASAP. People already live there. They're on Airbnb already. So this is going to be very, very interesting right now. This is a mind boggler right here. Mind boggler. Mo Better at Jade. That is what I'm hearing from some really good sources. Mo, you teasing us, man. Gaslighting. We better hear it. We better see it. Mo Better. Might be time for me to pivot and focus more on stocks. Hey, Mo, that's what I'm getting at. Perfect timing. There's no first of all, we're going to get into this, but Mo has brought his stocks portfolio. And by the way, Victor Marrero, he ain't here. He might be on vacation. He might be traveling. Hopefully he started his Mr. Worldwide tour. So I'm going to give you some other stocks that people should look at. They're known as ETFs. Okay. Mo Better says BTBT. That's it. Now see that DRCR. I can never remember that stock symbol because of the DRCR like loans. But anyhow, IQST. Check out these growth stocks. Do your research. Thank you so much. This is what we're here for. Everybody, you can come on in. No matter which room you're in, you can always put something in the chat room. Come on now. Don't be shy. If you have something to contribute, everybody has to do their own due diligence. They have to go study. You just have to say, I like it. That doesn't mean it's going to be great, but hey, other people, if you like it, write it down and then go study after we're off air. No problem with that. Christopher Wary, welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night live stream. Off subject, but there is a presidential candidate's commercial that runs on YouTube where one candidate is dancing with two guys. One of the guys looks like a younger version of you 20 years ago. Well, it's not me. Well, hold on. I better check that video. I used to get around, but I didn't get around with dancing with guys, though. That was always a no-go zone. That would never happen. That would be AI. There's no way it's me. Guaranteed. Straight up, no crossovers. Women only from 5 years old. Oh, yeah, dangerous man. But nonetheless, that's funny. Okay, it could be me, but I'm not dancing with no guys. I'm telling you right now, that has never happened. So I'm not fresh and fit. That don't happen. All right? That will never happen. But that doesn't mean it wasn't me if there was a party going on. I've been a lot of places. I could be in a lot of joints. All right. I've been retired for 5. So glad you said 20 years ago. That'd be about right. The higher party zone. All right. But thank you, Christopher Wary, for mentioning that. Now I'm going to have to find this video, see what it looks like. All right. Joe Nay. This news had me flabbergasted. All right, Joe Nay. Hold on now. We can't get too crazy. That's a Herculean effort if they try to do management of Vistacana. There's thousands of units potentially that could be for rent. I don't even know how many units they're going to have in there, but there's probably 1,000 units already built. Not saying all 1,000 is going to be rented, but I'm just saying there's at least 3 or 4 more thousand coming online in the next 2-3 years. All it takes is 1 in 5 renting, and you're going to have like 800 units or inside Vistacana for rent. I mean, there's so many different little subdivisions. That's insane. That's Herculean. That's ridiculous. You know what this is like? This is like Conarock. Conarock also has what? Probably 1,000 units to maybe 1,500, maybe even 3,000 units there. And just like right now, Conarock area has at least 50 to 100 units available. This is why the rental values are lower, because you can get a 2-bedroom for under $100 per night that people have spent over 170, 200, 250,000 or more to buy. That's less than single digits return on investment. That is crazy. They cannot do that. That would be crazy. It's got to be. It's got to be something else. Yeah, we're going to find out. We need some more info. He's giving us teasers. We need the horse's mouth. In fact, where's George and Tony at and Sebastian when you need them? Come on, guys. Come on. You got to have influence still. Don't tell me you sold some part of the company or something. Come on. We can't have this. You were doing great. Everything you did was great so far. Making everything condo hotels or have to be under management or not a choice? Yikes. Yikes. Now you done decrease the value of people's properties out there. Come on. All right, I won't get into that right now. We need more info on this. We definitely need more. George's Charles is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday live stream with that icon next to his name. I humbly appreciate. And he brings his tagline. But first, the emerging millionaires in the house. That's George's Charles. Hey, y'all, I smell money. He's got the right address. He does smell money. We all smell money up in here. And also, George's Charles does the awesome thing, gives a donation. Thank you so much. I humbly appreciate it. We don't get many, but I thank you so much. And he's already a member of the channel with the icon to boot. Thank you so much. But hey, the emerging millionaire, he's paying it forward. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, George's Charles. And the reason why I say that is because he owns more than one piece of property or 2 or 3. That's right. I'm not going to tell you how many he has, but let's just put it this way. In another year or so, his property values are all going to be over $1 million. In fact, they might already be right now. That's how crazy this is. He's done the right thing early. He's going to be rewarded. That's why when you buy early and cheap, when there's an increase in value, you win. That's why right now, these Federal Reserve rates go down, you're going to have to start buying, well, let's just call it the Magnificent Seven. Why don't you look at, the Googles, the Facebooks, the, who else do we have? Tesla, Amazon, and I always want to say Alphabet, but okay. Oh, and NVIDIA coming up. You got to check them out, even though they're not Magnificent Seven, but nonetheless, check out them guys. Because here comes the bull run. Eric said, it could be me. I used to get around. Exactly. But I'm telling you, I used to get around, guys. You guys know some of this SSN lifestyle. But if it's guys only and I'm dancing with some dude, that is definitely not me. I can tell you that right now. All right. It can only be female and me only. It can't be guys dancing. All right. I don't do that fresh and fit stuff, dancing with guys stuff. I don't do that stuff, man. All right. We don't do that. Okay. Outside. I love it. Thank you and welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday night live stream. Outside. Thank you. All right. At Joe Nay, Eric, nothing in writing yet that I know of, but I'm hearing Vistacana will do the property management for all of the Vistacana projects. Okay. That it aligns with what was supposed to happen back in the day. But they were going to have it where you can, okay, it's a choice. They were going to say, we want you to do us, and then they were going to give you a choice. But they weren't limiting anybody, anything. They were just going to say, okay, it has to be a property management, has to be approved through us. That's all. So you didn't have to go through them, but there was no restrictions on short-term rentals either for you personally. So that's the key right there. Do I have to go through them, or can I do my own short-term rentals? That's all that really matters with these things. If they come up with some nonsense saying you have to go through us, that's a problem. Because now that us means they can charge us 35%, 25%, 20%. They can charge whatever they want. So now it matters if they restrict you, if you're allowed to rent from another agency who has a lower management fee, which I think that would make sense because that's what they were supposed to do in the first place. So I hope it's not the other way around where they're just going us or nobody. That would be crazy, real crazy. There's too many properties. Outside. If you have a good agent, you already know all you need to know. Okay, hold on. If you have a good agent, you already know all you need to know. Okay. All right. Well, we'll find out outside if you know where I can get that information from again. And I want definitive stuff. I don't want hearsays because, again, Vistacana was always going to have management company. That was always a thing, but it wasn't a thing where they were going to actually restrict you, meaning if you go with them, fine, great. But if you don't go with them, it was like, okay, I'll get my own property manager. Or I'll do it myself. There was no restrictions. But then again, Vistacana is not finished quite yet, is it? So maybe now they got enough people that's living there or enough deliveries where now it may matter. So now we'll find out what the terms are. We need to know the terms outside. Do you know anything about this? Do you know where we can actually find the terms? That's what I want to know. Please let us know. Paul Castillo chimes in. These property management companies going for the jugular. That's just ridiculous. The amount of money they'll be making from property owners. Yes. E. White's in the house. Oh, E. White, welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday night live stream with that icon next to his name, which I humbly appreciate. And he too is another emerging millionaire. He did what George Charles has done. He made investments early on when prices were like pennies on the dollar, when you could buy studio units, 1-bedroom units for like $100,000, when you could buy swim up units. That's right. 1-bedroom swim ups for like 120, 118, 115,000. Yeah, you can't do that no more. Yeah, and have amenities at the place. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I know. Where can you buy that, right? I know now you got to pay 170, 180, 200 for one bedrooms around Punta Cana now. Like they've lost their minds out here. But anyhow, all I'm saying is, E. White, thank you so much for being in the house. His tagline, good evening, SSN family. And E. White, the other emerging millionaire, he has made a donation. You're a member as well. I humbly appreciate it. Thank you so much, E. White. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You guys know, super stickers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Joe Nay. I just received good intel that at least 2 projects by the main artificial man-made lake will be condo hotel. Wasn't told the property names. Chuckham is across the street. That was already known. That's the condo hotel. And the second one, I don't know. I'm guessing Towers at Vista Cana because they're outside the gate. And there's probably going to be another one, but I know Chuckham for sure. And we'll see. But I don't think the Vista Cana, what's the other one that's up? Vista. It was done in 2018, 2019, and it was sold out rapidly. I think it's called Vista Cana Condos or something like that. I don't think those are. It's too big, too many. Lagoon Residences, which is right beside Chuckham. I wouldn't be surprised if that turned into something because Noriega's taken fucking, excuse my language, 5 years, 6 years, still not done. So that wouldn't surprise me if it was next door. Lagoon Residences, right next door to Chuckham. Panorama Luxury, 1 or 2. That wouldn't surprise me either because they're on the water, but that's an Epic property. I would doubt Epic would do that to their buyers because Epic has a good reputation. So I don't think they're going to change theirs into condo hotels. Oasis Del Lago, it's kind of hidden. I've talked about it before. They're supposed to have a condo project on the water. Yes, with restaurants, fitness rooms, and all that in the building, and it overlooks the water. So that would be a likely candidate, but those are going to be pricey. All I'm saying. All right. So this is blowing things out of the water, Mo. We need some more information. We need some information. And outside, if you know some information, please go to our chat room. All right. Please go to our WhatsApp. Please provide info, direct info, no rumors. No rumors. We need direct from horse's mouth somewhere. All right. I got to approve everybody who comes in through the WhatsApp, but I'm just saying. Our Republic, what's happening? I see you. Our Republic, Chris. What's happening, Rafa? What's happening over in the DR? Thank you guys, man. And by the way, if you're ever in Los Corrales and you go to Aruba Street, got to make sure you go to Our Republic. They have live music, even jamming right now. They're jamming right now. And on Friday nights, it used to be, and I don't know if Pharisee Bond is there. A little reggae, man, is happening. Reggaeton and all that, he throws down. So maybe he's there tonight, but thank you so much. Glad to see you guys in the house. This is in Dominican Republic, everybody, in Punta Cana. This is in Los Corrales. You go down to Aruba Street. You know who's on the corner? Cat's Corner's on the corner. And then you make a right, and then right past Guacamole, then next up, Our Republic. You'll hear the music. There's where they're at. And you go see Rafa. And oh, by the way, my chicken tenders and fries, that's my favorite. It's always bellissimo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Oh, man. Wow. This shakes up things, Mo. You don't come in here talking about one of the most beloved projects in all the DR. All these people have bought in there. It was set, it sites on upscale-ish kind of middle of the road to upscale. I mean, they make some nice villas in there, nice townhomes in there, nice project with amenities. And now you tell me this could be a restriction zone. Hey, you know what? I'm not even going to be mad at this point. I want to wait and hear what they're going to say. That's what I want to know. I want to know what the restrictions are, if any. If they say we're going to manage it and we're going to allow you to manage, I'm good. If they say we're going to manage it and you can still do your own Airbnbs by yourself without a management, I'm going to be good. If they say everybody is a condo hotel, I'm not going to be good. I will not be good. That would be devastating. Really, really devastating, because George, Tony, you guys, Sebastian, you guys can't do this. The reason why I'm saying this is because that gives everybody single-digit returns. You just book it. All right. And some people are going to have L's because you're going to finance it. And now you're going to have HOA, finance it, loan, and get 5% return. Sorry, the loans in the DR are more than 5%. I hate to break the news to you. So that means you're going to be doing L's, more than likely. So I'm hoping that this is something that was already originally discussed, that I know about already. I'm hoping this is the top one, the first one, where you have management. You can go with us. We're allowing you to do your own Airbnb. Case closed. Come with us, do your own Airbnb, live there, your choice. If they start clamping down, that's a problem. All right. And if you want to find out about condo hotels, I have a 7-part series. Starts off with occupancy in La Altagracia, which is the province around Punta Cana. So it's up to Verone, Punta Cana, out to Michis, Macau. It includes all that, Cap Cana. And you can actually search for the occupancy rates, because they are not what the realtors tell you. It's not 83%. Hotels, maybe. They are. But Airbnbs are not. All right? Let's get real. When it's summertime, when it's fall, those are a little lower seasons. There is not going to be no 80-some% occupancy for an Airbnb. Let's just put it like it is. All right. So you go see AirBTics, AirBTics. That's statistics for AirBTics. AirBTics.com. The hidden one. Not AirDNA. The hidden one, though. That one, you can actually go look, Cana. You can actually look up studio units, 1-bedroom units, villas. You can get an idea what the occupancy rates are. Oh, and by the way, just so everybody wants to know, in La Altagracia, the overall number, 41%. I know, shocking, right? But keep in mind, keep yourself in perspective. It's 41% for all the region. Now, when we start talking about Los Corrales and we start talking about a studio and a 1-bedroom, now all of a sudden, 71%. So see, some places are doing 70% and some places are doing 20%. The overall average is 41%. So that's why where you buy, location matters, amenities matter, because after that, you buy something in the middle of somewhere, 40% ain't going to cut it. 40% of 30 nights is 12 nights. And if you're in one of those locations that you can only charge like $50 or $60 per night and you bought something for 200 G's, that will be a huge financial mistake. All right? You'll be doing single digits. And so why are you wasting your time when you can just easily get 14, 15, 10, 12, 16, 17% returns on the stock market? All right. So Mo came in and blew it up tonight with that revelation that we need to know about. And I see outsides here, and he mentioned it, and I was hoping he had some more information on this, because this is brand new information. Now, I have to admit, you guys know I used to be, like I said, Mr. Dominican Republic, Punta Cana, and invest. But these guys started changing up on me in more ways than one. All of a sudden, we just got announcements over the last 2-3 months about condo hotels that was previously we thought were condos. Some people know they were buying a condo hotel. Some other people didn't know they're buying a condo hotel with restrictions. And we think and suspect that there's going to be more condo hotels coming. So now all the people that thought they were going to be retiring or living in their spot is going to make this very, very interesting. But again, I'm a broker in the DR. Come join the chat room on WhatsApp group. I have to approve you. And if you want something, then let me know. We can do it. We can make you find something. But what I do is I try to get you to buy in some location that's going to make sense. So if they do a clampdown at Vista Cana, I've been talking about Seven Palms, which is across the street from the second man-made beach that you can buy. One that does not have beach view, $119,000 for a one bedroom. One that does have beach view from your living room and patio balcony area, $140,000. But it's unfurnished, does not even have appliances. So you have to pay that extra for the appliances that you normally would have, 10 to 12,000. Let's say it is. But the fact of the matter is, you can see the second man-made beach. You walk across the street to the second man-made beach, which has its Vista Cana clubhouse, is what the beach club is going to be called. And it's twice as big as the first beach that's already existing. So I know you'll get rental numbers because you are in that location. The problem is everybody who's not in that location, who has a condo, a townhome, or whatever, that's not even near the beach, what are you going to say when people are like, hey, I want to stay in that beach view and walk across the street? It's cool. Do you want to stay a half a mile back? Most people say no. But that's the reason why I'm going to be able to charge 120, 140, 150. And I know the rental dudes are going to be charging, or they should be. So that's why you just don't buy anything anywhere when it comes to real estate. And real estate prices are going to go up. Why? Because the Federal Reserve are making you rich. You have an opportunity. You have to be in the real estate game in the United States. But the real estate game booms around the world if United States citizens are able to refi, take some money out, and then what do? They go, hey, man, I got $200,000 that I just refied, and I can just go and buy something and start making passive income. Not pre-construction. You can just go buy. And then you know the numbers. Hey, this is how much we made on Airbnb. And then if you live with that, you roll. You have income coming in. So these are the type of things that we think about here, because this is how you're going to get your riches. And the appreciation of your asset, which is a home or real estate in this case, is going to rise. Because now more people are going to be buying homes because they can go down and get a loan. In fact, you know what's happening that Pulte's doing? Pulte's allowing people to buy down to like a 4-point-something% mortgage rate. Mortgage companies have dropped under 6%. So the fuel to the fire is about to start. It's already simmering, but it's about to start. So you should be in real estate. You should be in stocks. For the naysayers who think there's going to be a recession, okay, all the better. Because that would mean as interest rates are dropping, if there is a recession, housing prices are going down and interest rates are going down at the same time. That's like heaven on earth. And you still have disposable income. That's heaven on earth. Because now all those other people can refi as they go down, as long as they owe less. But the fact of the matter is, I can buy at a lower price with a lower interest rate. Where is that heaven at? That would be awesome. Sign me up. The duffel bag of cash is going to be coming out of everywhere I can find it. I'm going to have to go get the ones I put in the ground if that happens. Because this would be wild. To have a decrease in real estate and a decrease in the interest rate? Like a depression? Oh my God. Holy smokes. Everybody and their grandma better be buying at that point. So we'll see if the pundits for the recession side of this works, but I'm not one of them. Because houses are actually what make the economy move out of anything else. That's why when they reduce interest rates, people buy houses. And that means they always outbid other people because now they can afford it for their monthly mortgage payment. So housing prices start going up ridiculously, 10, 20% annually until it can't anymore. But that's what I think traditionally has always happened. I don't see how we got a decrease of interest rates and a decrease in the value of homes at the same time. That's like doesn't normally happen. That would be something that's weird. But if it happens, buy as many homes as you can. That's all I can say. That would be crazy. In the right location, though. Do not do. Okay, let's look. Here's the thing. There's levels to this. Just because a home is cheap in a bad neighborhood is not what you should be buying. What you should be buying is what you would call better neighborhood, better quality of home. That's what you should be buying. I always say upscale luxury. All right. If you can get it and you can afford it, you go with upscale luxury. Golf courses, they matter. Pools, clubhouses, they matter. Custom or semi-custom homes, gated communities, it matters. Because the rich people can always buy rich homes. The middle class, upper middle class, lower middle class, you have a budget. So you just can't willy-nilly just go, I'm going to buy a $1.2 million home. It's that simple. Willy-nilly just be like, I'm just going to go buy a $900,000 home. You have to make over $200,000-$300,000 a year. So household-wise or individually. So there's people that always make that all over the world. This is why in Las Vegas, LA, Miami, New York, it's unbelievable how many $10 million, $12 million, $20, $30 million homes there are for sale. And inevitably somebody's buying them. It's outrageous. That's because there's 8 billion people on the planet. There's 2,700 roughly billionaires, 60 million millionaires. Those guys just by themselves, they buy assets. A home that they can buy for $10 million, they'll take the gamble. They'll visit it once a year. But to them, if I know home prices go up in LA 15, 20% annually, that means they know in 2 years, I'm just going to sell this thing for 14, 15 million. That's what they do. Easy $2 or $3 million. You guys got to get up on the game now. This is where it's going. You have no choice. You have to participate or you're going to get left behind. Or you're just going to live in a $350,000 house because all the rest of the homes are going to be too expensive. And you're not going to be earning $200,000 annually. That's going to be a problem. All right. You're not going to advance past that. Nobody's coming to save you. All right. I'm here to save you right now, forewarning you. Because whether there's a recession and there's a crash, let's just say there's a crash and a recession. I don't know how that's going to happen, but let's say there is. After you pick up the pieces, after you buy your assets, when that crash occurs, you're going to have the bull run of the lifetime. So pick up the pieces, buy something if that happens. You have no choice but to buy, in fact. But if it happens that way, that's even better. Things drop like 30, 40%, 50%. You better be on a buying spree. Assets-wise, not liabilities, assets. Because after the next run-up, when these things go higher than they are now, you'll have it. You'll hold on to it. Now you can borrow against these assets. You're wealthy for life. As long as you don't make crazy moves. As long as you just don't, borrow and then go buy a liability. Liabilities suck the life out of you financially. So once you get that out of the way, just buy assets. All right? That's the word, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now I've got short-circuited, so we don't have to talk too much more about any of that. Now, where am I going to go next? If you guys think the 14, 16, 17% was crazy, watch this. If I get disconnected, I just want to let you know we're going to be talking about yield max ETFs right now. Yes, 20%, 25%. How about 30%? How about 40? How about 50? Oh, yes. Let you know. Get your pen, pad, and papers ready. You got to go to yield max ETFs. You want stocks? You want a great return? And in the house. This is where he invests his hard-earned money. This is where he has thousands of shares of stock. How exciting is, can I get him in this, get him in the chat? Okay. Wait, we have a problem here. Just a second, ladies and gentlemen. I have to do oh, oh, no. No, no, no. We're having an issue. Oh, this is not good. Oh my God. Are you serious? We're getting disconnected already? Wow. Right. All right. Well, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Every time we start doing the Yomax ETF stuff, it doesn't stop. And as I was saying, I don't know if you heard me, Brian P., Mr. Dividend, has joined us tonight. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream with that icon next to your name, which I humbly appreciate. Thank you. And he says his tagline, hello, Eric. I hope all is well with you. Yes, it is. Smash that like button. Give it a one piece. And Mr. Dividend does hold thousands of shares of Yield Max ETF stocks, several different ones. Some of you, I was getting ready to show you, we always get disconnected. So, again, there's a reason we get disconnected. 54%? Really? Are you serious right now? They have a Bitcoin ET. It's not showing us any love here. No love. Now, wow. Sheesh. Wow. Let's see if I can get that off. Wow. This is unbelievable. Wow. It won't let me take this off either. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. I can see my mouth moving, but I see issues. I should have known better when I had issues earlier. Wow, this is messed up. This is really, really messed up. This is really, really terrible. All right, here we are. Once again, I'm back. So, YieldMaxETFs.com, we're having a little problem. And Brian P., Mr. Dividend, says we are making money in here. Exactly right. He also gave me a donation this evening. Thank you so much for that as well. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. It happens every time you mention stocks. Eric, scroll up. You missed Joe Nay's comment. Wait. What's this? Joe Nay. No, I didn't miss this one. I just received good intel that at least 2 projects by the man-made artificial lake will be condo hotel. Wasn't told the property names. One is Chuckham. That's the one we were talking about earlier. We know Chuckham, which is across the street. The other one, Noriega Group, has taken 6 years to build. Lagoon Residences, I would not be surprised if that didn't join them. Still not done because they actually made a real lobby. I mean, their building is in front, so everybody stops there in the first place, and it's like a little lobby area, kind of like a hotel. So I would not be shocked if it was the Noriega Group and Chuckham side by side. So let's see. Did I miss another one, though? Joe Nay. No, I think I got it. The news has me flabbergasted. Yeah, exactly. So thank you, Mo, for that. Yeah, man, it's the YieldMax ETFs. Whenever I get ready to go to it, 54% YBIT. That's the letter Y, BIT. I couldn't believe what I was seeing because they do options income. This is high risk, high rewards. 54% distribution, which also ends up being a return, but this is volatile. 54%, that's volatile. But you can imagine you have 1,000 shares. And they give you, like this past month, August, 67 cents per share, $670. The previous month was $1.21, so that was $1,200. Now, of course, it's highly volatile. You have to go study. You have to go look and make sure this is what you want to do. I'm going to do another thing here. Let's see. We got something else. Mo Better. I always received intel that 7 Palms will be managed by Vistacana Property Management. Okay. I need concrete info. But that's not the thing. I don't care if they're managed by 7 Palms. I mean, I don't care if there's a Vistacana management company. I need the second level. We need to know the second part. If they manage it, can I still do my property as Airbnb? That's what I need to know. Or do I have to have a secondary management company that they have to approve? So that's the third level. But we need to distinguish right away, because if they say that they have to manage it and this basically is a condo hotel situation, then Mo Better would be Nostradamus, because he said last week when I was doing part 1, part 2, part 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and we started talking about condo hotels, he's the first person that said all of them. And I was like, nah, not all of them. Except, what I'm saying is Vista Cana, Larimar, Cruza on land, all the ones downtown, like, well, Kaya is already, Oasis Lake is already, but some other ones downtown could be condo hotels only. He said a lot of them or all of them. I was like, that sounded like the Twilight Zone. Can you imagine? Could you imagine? But the good news, okay, there's good news, there's bad news. The good news is the two emerging millionaires, they're going to be good. You know why? Because they can just wake up and be like, hey, what can I get rental for? If it doesn't match what they expect, they can just say, I'm just going to put it up for sale. Get their 2 times the money. Call it a day. Let me make my money back, and I got hundreds of thousands, if not close to almost $1 million in my pocket. For them and for everybody else who bought early, like 3, 4, 5 years ago. Everybody else who bought like now, where prices are already up, and then they're restricting you on well, to me, it's a restriction on what you can rent it for, because they're going to rent it for maybe outrageous rate. Maybe they charge a $350 a night for a 1-bedroom. They won't get it, but let's just say they do. That's going to have occupancy rate problems. But then let's say they just rent it for $75 a night, and they do 70% like they do in Vegas. Well, now it's so low that you're still going to get single-digit returns. So this is not something I'm excited about if this is true. But again, Mo, we knew this was a rumor years ago that Vista Cana was going to manage. This is what they told us for Panorama Gardens. It was no possibility. I just assumed that they were going to actually be managers of the whole place, because that would make sense. But then there was the talk, the next level. The next level was, oh no, you are going to be able to do the Airbnb. And then the next level was, or if you wanted somebody else to manage your property, you were going to have to get approval. That's where it was going. Now, if they change this all into condo hotels, that's a whole nother issue. We can talk about that later, but I need the first part first. I need definitive answers. Are they definitely going to do? Outside joined us here for a second, and I thought he had some insider information. I was waiting on that person to say, hey, here's who we talked to. This is who you need to call or something. It's all right. I'll have to do some other snooping myself. But let's see. You can still hear you on the live stream. We can still. Okay, thanks, man. So even when the screen was acting up, you can still hear me. Thanks. I appreciate it. All right. I don't know who this is that wants to join. He's got a weird number. So who's ever watching this, I don't think this number is going to qualify for approval. It's a +62 number, so I don't think that's going to work. All right. Here we go. I'm hearing you can't do it on your own. Yeah. Oh, wait, what? Hold on. Mo's giving me some info. I'm hearing you can't do it on your own. That would be major. That would be significant, because now you don't have a open system, meaning I can't go find who I want to represent me as property management. That's a problem if that's the case. Because I have a feeling, because the next question then is, can I have my own property management company that reports to you guys, or you approve? Because I don't want to pay you guys 35 or 40%. If that's what they would charge. I'm just saying. I want to be able to pick. I want you to tell me, hey, I'm charging you 25% or 20%. So then I'm like, okay, we can see how this goes. Because I was going to pay 25 or 20% anyhow. But if you do something crazy like condo hotels that say, yeah, we're going to be taking 45%, I'm just, okay, I don't want no part of that. Or 50 or 55. I don't want no part of that. The only way I can be a part of that is if I'm like E. White, Georges Charles, and a few other people that invested in Vistakana in 2020, 2021, when you got one bedroom units for 79 grand, 69 grand. So, okay, great. Even with the management, you should be able to get 80, 90, $100 per night. You have amenities. In fact, more than $100 per night. But the fact of the matter is, you'll be fine. Everybody else who just bought now, you paid 150, 160 for one bedrooms. You paid 220, 230, 240 for two bedrooms, 250 for penthouse units. You paid 300,000, 350 for a 1700 square foot villa. Man, I don't know if you can get 350 a night or 320 a night. I don't know. But all I do know is even at my 0.1% level, you cannot absorb 45% fees. You're going to be under 10%. You're going to be in single digits. So that's the problem. And if you're going to have, again, Mo, I've talked about this and I've talked about this before. If I'm going to go to Vistakana, somebody says, okay, you can stay in Vistakana. We're going to have a townhouse for you. You have 4 people with you. And then they say something like, yeah, it's going to cost $399 per night. I'm sitting there like, okay, what does Vistakana have to offer? So, yeah, Vistakana's cool. They have some things to offer. But I'm also then going to start looking around going, okay, where else can I'm going to stay here a week. I'm going to spend $3 grand just for my accommodations. I still have to either go to the grocery store, go eat, still have to figure out transportation to and from whatever destinations I'm going to. So now I'm going to be like, okay, how much are the all-inclusives? And then I look at the all-inclusives and they go, well, it's $350 a night, $395. Wait, same thing. And I don't have to worry about eating, drinking, or nothing. Now, all of a sudden, it costs almost the same, except I don't have to leave and I'm at the beach. And I have amenities. I mean, that's similar to Vistakana or better. Lazy rivers, actual ocean. I mean, mini golfs, rock climbings, zip lines. I'm like, what? Where are you going to stay? That's all I'm saying. You have a cap. There's no way you can compete. And if you start thinking that you're going to be able to charge $600 a night to stay in a villa, again, you're running into, sure, $600 a night for a villa. But now you're running into people going, well, hey, guys, why don't we just stay at the all-inclusive? Because they're only $300 per couple. Right now, you can stay in all-inclusive in Punta Cana for less than $300 a night. So I'm just trying to figure out, why am I going to do? And yeah, the food's not all that great. I understand, but it just makes no sense to me. No sense. Well, I don't want to hear I'm hearing, Mo. You need to come with the real. Michael Anthony, which stock the best with the Fed cut? Okay, there you go. Fed cuts, dividend investing is what I would recommend, Michael Anthony, and welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. Greatly appreciated. Okay, stocks with the Fed cut, Magnificent Sevens. The Amazon, the Apples, the Microsofts, the Teslas, the Google, Alphabet. Those are the big boys. Stick with the big boys if that's what you want to do. But then again, we like dividends. So what do we want to do before the rate cut? I recommend, I'll put it that way, do your own research and check out what fits for you. But I recommend real estate investment trusts because they have to give out like 90% of the profits. And right now, because of the high interest rates, what's happened? Their stock prices are depressed. So therefore, the rate of return of 12, 13, 14, 15, 17% is worth it because when they reduce the rates, they're going to refi their properties as well, which means I should have, or they should have, more profit. So we still keep our 16, 17, 18% for whatever dividend we bought now. IWMY, that is a defiance, high income, high return, high risk, 50 some percent, 70% payouts. It's crazy. But again, high risk, high rewards. And that's why you go to YieldMax ETFs. So you want further high risk, high rewards, because YieldMax ETFs, if you believe there's going to be a recession on the stock market's going to drop, they've started some ETFs that can short the markets, which is a whole nother level, but go check them out. If you want some things that are wild, high risk, high rewards, 50, 60%, 40%, 25%, high risk, high rewards, YieldMaxETFs.com is the place you go. All right. So hopefully that helps you, Michael Anthony. There's no reason to mess around. Get yourself a little bit of gold and, well, silver probably. Gold and silver right now. What do I mean by that? 2 or 3% of your portfolios. All right. That's it. I'm not a proponent of just getting dead weight and keeping it in the ground. I'm not good with this dead weight thing. If an emergency occurs, first of all, I have to go sell it. And if there's a real emergency, like in Venezuela, what do I look like carrying 50, 60 pounds of precious metals, gold and silver in a bag and trying to get out and move quickly? All I'm saying. All right. So I'm not a big proponent of that because it's not liquid. And I'll give the Venezuela story. The people in Venezuela who was silver and gold and precious metal stackers, when they were fleeing the country, what happened when they went to the other country? It's a capitalist system. So when you got to Colombia and you said, yeah, it's trading for $1,500 an ounce, the guys at Colombia says, yeah, we know that, but you're under stress. We're not giving you nowhere near $1,500 an ounce. How about 1,000? How about 800? Where else are you going to go? You don't have a spot to live. That's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. And then what did people here with gold and silver do? They didn't run down to Venezuela to go buy some property, did they? Because people in Venezuela, they weren't going to take gold bars. You can't eat that. They're standing in line trying to get the rations of food. So your gold bars are no good. The silver bars are no good. That's what happens in a real crisis. You ain't going to be able to do this fairy tale land stuff. So duffel bag of cash always works because you can always take it with you and it's lighter. Better yet, brokerage account that you actually have a card, even better. Making money and can pay stuff off on the credit side and can go to an ATM machine and pull money out. Okay. Just giving you ideas. And you have property in another country, just in case another country fails that you live in. That's always the wise thing. Can you imagine? I'll use Venezuela again. You're in Venezuela. Things happen. And you said, I'll just go to the pad in Colombia or Panama or Brazil or wherever you had the pad at. That would make your life a lot simpler. That's what we talk about here. Michael Anthony, hopefully I gave you a little bit of something to think about, man. The Magnificent Seven is a great option. ETFs, Victor Morel's not here, so I'm going to represent ETFs, VOO, SCHD. And I throw in the VOOG. And I'm missing one. Damn it, I'm missing 2 or 3. But those are the ones. All right, those are ETFs. You want 10% return or 9.5% safe? JEPI, JEPQ. Why safe? Because that's JP Morgan ETFs. Why is that good? Because the Fed reduces rates. That helps banks. JP Morgan is the Fed bank. And that dividend of 9%, 9.5, depending on JEPI or JEPQ, whatever their stock symbols are. That is their stock symbols, but whatever their return on the investment is going to be, or their stock price is right now, generally you're going to hover somewhere between 9.5 to 10.5% at the time you're buying. So when you buy matters. So hopefully that helps you up. Okay, I got more intel right now. You are still allowed to manage your unit in some projects. Yep. But in the future, they will all turn over to being managed by Vistacana. I don't know how near or far that is. Man, is there anything in writing, any person that somebody can verify? What are we talking about here? That is crazy. That is crazy. I've been looking at gold and triple net, but looking at NVIDIA, that is correct. NVIDIA is another one. It's a magnificent 7. But on August 5th, that the company warned on the new chip had flaws, but could beat, but thinking they could lower the outlook. That is what kind of happened. I was surprised that the price went down to 123. I don't know what it ended up today, but yesterday I was like in shock because I'm like on 5 days from now is an earnings call. And this is pretty crazy. I understand where you're going with this, but again, this is another chance. First of all, where it's trading at right now. In fact, let me go see what it was. Let's just go check this out, right? Let's go see where this is, where it's trading at. I don't even know where it's trading at. NVIDIA 129. It just went up $6 today. Yeah, we just had this talk on Wednesday. Brian P. asked, what happens if it goes from 127, I think it was, down to 123? Yesterday, it went down to 123. You had your opportunity to buy, and here it is back at 129. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. So I don't know what to tell you, but I will say how I feel about it. I think NVIDIA is a gold standard. It's going to happen whether they have chip flaws or not, because the way the systems work. I think 129, it's no more than what their price was already. It was already $1,200 before the 10-to-1 split. So it's right where it was anyhow. The real deal with NVIDIA was 2 or 3 weeks back when you could have been around in between $90 and $100 per share. That's when you were supposed to buy. Even at 105, 110. Now it's back to just normal. So now you have to figure, okay, well, it'll just be its normal run up then. I'm assuming. Some of the analysts are saying it's going to be 150 by year's end. I don't know how they know that. The only way you could know that is if you know the orders. So that's something you can actually look into, who's ordering from them and what's the amounts. And once you determine that that's a great number, then you'll know what's to be expected at the end of the year. So that's why they're probably giving it that 150 analyst rating. I'm assuming. I haven't studied NVIDIA that far, but I would bet you that it's going to go up between now and next year for sure. So if they even had an issue, we'll see. Speaking of in triple net, there's MPW. Check out M as in Mary, P as in Paul, W. That's a company that invests in healthcare, triple net, like a real estate investment trust. And that's like 12 to 13% dividend at today's price. And the price is like under $10. But that's your whole thing. You got to study. M as in Mary, P as in Paul, W as in woman. All right. So thank you, Michael Anthony, on Wednesday's earnings and NVIDIA. Exactly. So you have to make a move. And the move has started already when they made the announcement. I think it's a golden child right now. This is like Apple in 2003. This is like Tesla in 2010. It's the golden child. All they have to do is be anywhere near close to anticipated earnings. And whichever way it goes, if the prices drop because they didn't reach it, people are buying. If the price skyrockets even more, people are buying. I think it's the golden child of the era because people have to go through them to stay in the competition for development. So as soon as Apple gets their chips, AMD, obviously AMD to me is also a play. TSMC is also a play. All of these are, I mean, you have several in the chip industry that's a play. So we will see. All right. So I think this market is overbought. And then you hear that markets sell off next month. That's what some people are saying, Michael Anthony. That's what I was saying earlier before you arrived. I said some people think there's going to be a recession. There's indicators on both. Some people are saying there's going to be a recession, but traditionally when you reduce interest rates, there's a bull run. That's why when you do tax cuts, that also creates a bull run. It's rare that you could cut rates and assets go down. That is rare because people are out here buying by loans. So you can pay for more because you can get a loan for more. So that's why it's going to be very interesting. Yeah, MPW, that's the one I mean. Yeah, that's the one, man. If I misspelled it, NWP, but yeah, MPW, that's the one. Eric, there's a lot of action at Cruise on Land. Have you seen the pics they released 1 hour ago on their IG page? No, I haven't, but that doesn't mean anything. I'll go look. They had foundation. Well, not really. They started their foundation, 2 months ago, I think. Let's go look. We have some Cruise on Land. He's one of the buyers at Cruise on Land. Let's go see this great thing. I'm hoping I'll get excited. Let's see how. Okay, first of all, let's get things straight. They changed their first phase. It was going to be 4 buildings. It's now 2 buildings, which by rights, I like them being proactive. At least these guys did something. Unlike, their next door neighbor at Larimar, at least these guys came correct and said, hey, man, we ain't going to be able to build these things in a year. Why are we going to tell people we're going to build 4 buildings when we know we're not going to finish them until 2027? Right? I mean, come on, let's get real instead of 2025. So that's very interesting. All right, I'm at the page. I'm looking. Are you saying it's a Reels? There's nothing here. There's nothing here. Hold on, let me go look. He says MPW has big problems and they sell hospitals. They actually do triple net. They do leases. So yeah, there could always be a problem, but that's why you have to go do your own due diligence to see if it's worth your while to take that 12 or 13 or 14% dividend while they're issuing it. But they're on triple net since you mentioned triple net. But check it out. That's all I can do. I can't, if it fits your portfolio, it does. If it doesn't, don't mess with them. With whatever we talk about, it has to fit your style of investing. All right. That's old. So I don't know what you mean. I'm on the Cruise on Land. I'm on there. So what do you mean? Where? I don't see what you're talking about here. Okay, that's not it. That's for sure. This is some show. Well, that show's over. Okay, maybe no, this is another show. Okay, no, that's nothing. Are we talking about this right? No, this is nothing right here. Oh, they've changed their look. Wow. Look at this. Disneyland. And Cruise on Land is still cheap, but yeah, we've seen this before. This looks like Disneyland. It's a rendering. Yeah. Okay. Is this it? No, I don't know what this is. 6.9 million visitors 7 days ago. Okay, I'm on their website. I don't see what you're referring to. If you're referring to this, this is the last one I saw. This is July 3rd. Do you have anything besides July 3rd? Yep, looks like some post. Looks like they're mixing their cement there. Smart. Okay. Yep. Are these going to be post or elevators? That's probably elevators, actually. That big one they're doing. This is July. We knew about this, you know, and they started laying down some concrete in here. So that was cool. So if people can see it, pretty cool. They are, let's see what else they got going on. Have already started pouring the cleaning concrete. Yeah, this is the last one I saw, July 3rd. One section, anyhow. Yeah, that looks like that's got to be elevators. At least one, anyhow. Or it doesn't have to be, but I'm assuming that's what it is. All right. So if that's what you're talking about, please let me know. Okay. All right. I like this, Michael Anthony. Thank you so much for your input. You're right. High risk, high rewards. Think they sell hospitals. They do triple net, like I said. Check them out, though. It's one of those things. High risk, high rewards. Anytime you're over 10%, always consider high risk, high rewards. MPW, some of their leases have filed for bankruptcy for a few months. That is standard issue. This is true because, first of all, the healthcare industry is hazardous. The triple net business is hazardous because, again, the high return is because it's hazardous. And I have to say that always, because whenever you have businesses that are going out of business, they're not paying the rent. So there is no triple net coming in. Just keeping it real. All right. So thank you for mentioning this, Michael Anthony. I appreciate it. MPW has some of their leases have filed for bankruptcy a few months ago. Exactly. But they have several properties. This is part of business, right? So can they get out of it? Well, it all depends. That's why you have to go study and find out what they're doing, everybody. So we talked about all those ones I mentioned. It's up to you to go check it out. Do your research. And then go check out YieldMax ETFs if you want some more high risk, high rewards. But again, do your own research. Okay, Paul Castillo. I don't, you said 1 hour ago. I'm on their Cruise on Land page. Nothing is released an hour ago. I'm on their reels. Okay, there's nothing new. Maybe I'll do something else. Maybe we'll refresh. Maybe this isn't their Cruise on Land page. Or maybe it's tagged. Hold on a second. Nope, there's nothing there. It's not a post either. So I don't know. I don't know where this could, what this is. Maybe they have videos and updates. You know, it really shouldn't be this hard for these guys that have these projects not to throw up videos, man. I don't get it. I really don't get it. No, I don't need to worry about that. No, you said IG though. So I must not have their right page. That's all I can say. This must not be the right page. I got Cruise on Land. Maybe there's another one. Unfortunately. Eric, click on the next picture after the concrete pouring video. Oh, man. I did. Nothing came up. That was their AI thing. That was their AI dealio. All right. What was that? That was cruise on land. Cruise on land. Okay. Yeah. See, after this one turns into that event they're doing. August 7th is this, and then August 8th is this, and there's nothing after August 8th. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on a second. Makes cans for like soda, beer, and other stuff, which pays. Let's see. There's something that Michael Anthony's. Get your pen, pads, and papers ready. Let's see what he's saying. Makes cans for like soda, beer, and other stuff, which pays 10-cent dividend under $4, which fine from the halftime show on CNBC. That's $1.20. Is that what you're saying? Divided by 4. That says 30%. CNBC did well. There's a can place in Fairfield, California, that's been in business for a long time. Friends of mine who's worked there from 40 years at least. We're in high school and they graduated and worked there. 40 plus years probably. Well, it's no probably, it is, because they graduated before me. So, and their union. But I don't know who AMBP is, but I like anything that makes soda cans and aluminums and things like that, because that business, generally the customers stay with them because they have the moldings and they have they send in the aluminums. It's the way it's made. So if it's getting that type of return, that's worth checking out. Thank you so much, Michael Anthony. That is awesome. Okay. Paul Castile. We'll get back to this in a second. I'm probably going to have to stay on this page. Let's go look. The concrete picture. Okay, let's go back. I don't even know where the concrete was, quite frankly. That should be concrete. You're saying this one here? No, that's just AI. Or, well, that's just a rendering. This is a joke. I mean, it's going to look like Disneyland, apparently. I mean, the prices are still cheap if anybody's interested in cruise on land. Cruise on land just has rules that I'm not a fan of. Either you're going to stay in, you're going to buy the fully furnished package and be in the so-called Airbnb suite of your building, or you're going to buy in the building that's not furnished, or you're going to buy in the building that's not furnished and buy the furniture package. So then you can always have the option to be in the rental pool. You have several things you can choose from. It's just that it's almost like you're locked, because once again, they manage it for you. And you can only stay there, I think it's 30 days if you're in the rental pool. And just like a timeshare, all the units are the same. So if your unit is booked, they'll put you in a same unit as yours, right? So that's basically how condo hotels work. So they don't lose that rental. There's other things too. Their contract is weird. You can pay an additional price, but at least if it's 3% or more for an inflation rate, but it goes by the ICDV or the one, they changed it up a little bit, then you're going to pay 1%. Let's just say it was 4% this year. I think theirs go to 3%. You're going to pay 1% of how much you owe. Unlike other contracts, if you bought something for $150,000, then they make you pay 1% of your purchase price. But at Cruise on Land, if you've already put down your 10%, let's say on 150,000, plus you made a payment for 8 months, which is 1%, you've already put down over 25,000, let's say, then you pay 1% on 125. And whether it's at the end or you can add it into your payment plan, it's up to you, I think. But there's other things too. I made a video about Cruise on Land. Your contract, when you want out, they have a right of first refusal, meaning you got to tell them I'm selling my unit, and they have the right to buy it. And they're claiming that they're going to do an appraisal and they'll buy it from you at fair market value. Now, that may very well be. I doubt it, but let's say they do. That'd be great, because why would you pay more than the appraisal price? So the fact is, but the second part is the part that's bothersome to me. If you don't like the price they give you and it's in the open market and somebody wants to buy it, they have a right of refusal of your buyer. So if your buyer doesn't qualify with them, they can refuse the sale to outside people. So again, that's like a closed loop system for me, because now I can't even sell it if I wanted to. And now, depending on how you are selling this, if you bought the furniture package and it's a condo hotel, I don't know how that goes with loans, because this is a new thing that they started doing, and loans are already kind of weird in the DR. So with me, whenever you start messing around, changing things up, talking about condo hotels, we have problems. All right. So hopefully that helps out. Thank you, Paul Castillo. I guess that's the one you're talking about. But that's just rendering things. AMP, 10 cents. Oh, it's each quarter. Okay. 40 cents a year. Okay. Let's call it what it is. There's a lower risk at 10%, right? But you can get more shares at $4 than you can at 50, but it's still going to be 10% return. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. He brought you a simple one. 30% was kind of high. But yeah, 40 cents a year, $4 a share, 10%, or whatever, 40 cents a year, 10% per share. You have 1,000 shares, that's $4,000. I mean, no, $4,000 to buy the shares. You make $400 a year. All right. So that gives everybody an idea. That's 10%. But what if you can do 30% or 40%? Well, you got to do high risk, high rewards. All right. Okay. Well, Paul Castillo, I did not see what you meant. I don't know if you actually meant that particular video, but that video makes the place look like Disneyland. And it is like Disneyland. It's just that you're paying for them to have a Disneyland. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be very interesting when it's built. It's going to be the location and everything and all the amenities that it has. I think it's going to be like Margaritaville ultimately. So I think it has potential to be better than it is. And I think they will be able to get their price. If they're a condo hotel or not, Cruise on Land. If you are buying condo hotel or thinking about it, then you should buy it Cruise on Land. I'll just say it straight up. They're one of the 4 places that you can have a condo hotel. Vista Con is one of them, but now we have to see what's going on, because they're not saying they're condo hotels. They're saying they're managing it. So I don't know what that is going to be. But Vista Con, Cruise on Land, Larimar if built, Oasis Lake. Those are the 4. Atlanta is 5. Oceana is 6. So those are the 6 properties that if you're fine with the condo hotel and don't plan on living there, those would be the 6 that I would say fine, because they have amenities. Oceana is sold, well, not sold out exactly, but 90% That has its own like man-made beach inside. It has its kids club. It's got a game room. It's got a theater. It's got a grocery store. It's got its own restaurant. It's got things there where, and it's in Los Corrales. In fact, it's right 2 doors down. You guys know what's 2 doors down in Los Corrales? La Bruja. That's what it is. So you have walking distance to the ocean, 5 minutes or less. Music, grocery store. They have a grocery store, so you don't even have to go to the other grocery stores. So you have a perfect location, and you have a lot of amenities. So those are the only ones that I would recommend. Any of them 6 condo hotels, you win, because on site there's amenities. So now you can rent higher because people now, when they come, they can use all these amenities. So now you're like, you'll get your money. You can pay more. And yes, Oceana was paying more. I mean, they started at 200, 149 for 1 bedrooms. They went up to 250, 260. It was crazy. It's all furniture included, but nonetheless, you can't get those type of prices if you don't have amenities, which is what's happened at Conarock. You don't have any amenities. So you can buy a 2 bedroom for $250,000, but can you get $250 per night when all there is your pool, maybe a restaurant, maybe a spa? I mean, are you going to get that when there's all kind of people selling a similar 2 bedroom for $100 a night or $120 a night or $140? Sure, there's always outliers, but the fact of the matter is that's not going to be a norm. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to wrap this up. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight, and I appreciate your support. Thank you all for the donations. E. White, Georges, Charles, thank you for the donations. And I'm missing somebody. I know there was a third. Brian P. Thank you so much, you guys, for the donations, and everybody with the icon next to your name, members of the channel. I appreciate your support. I'll see you guys on Monday. Work Maciola on Instagram. How you doing? Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you guys on Monday for the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And we're going to have a lot to talk about on Monday. Because if this thing about Vistacana turns into something that's concrete, you know I'll be dropping some videos this weekend. And you know I have an opinion on everything. So I want you guys to stay tuned for that and make sure that you guys are out here studying up, because the next 2 years is going to change your life, but you have to be investing in some real asset. Whether there's a recession, like Michael Anthony alluded to, or whether the prices are going to skyrocket, you're going to have to be in the game. Because after whatever happens, you're going to need to have either the assets, or you're going to have the assets at the lower price. But you're going to have assets no matter what, because the next bull run is going to wipe out the upper middle class. That means you guys who make 100,000, 150,000, up to 200,000, they're coming for you. And you need to have assets, and you need to have the income to match, household wise or individually. It's going to have to approach 15, 16, 20, 15K to 20K a month. That's a lot of money. But there's going to be a whole bunch of money out there in the ethos. So once again, thank you everybody for being here. Make sure you smash the like button on the way out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you can. Click the all notification button, because if you like what we're talking about, please come back. Live streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evenings. And I'll be dropping some more videos. And with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. The reason why I know is because I do stats. 70% of the population in the United States is living paycheck to paycheck. And because you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, sometime during the month, it goes up another 8% to 78% during the month. People are living paycheck to paycheck. If prices go up, that means more people. Now we're going to be at 80% easily, and that's not far from 85. That means you're wiping out the upper middle class. So upper middle class and lower middle classes, you better get assets. No matter what happens, get assets. You will thank me later when I retire in 3 years. I'm already retired, but what I'm saying is from YouTube, social media, you got 3 more years, guys. My health is still good. I still having fun. But after another 3 years, I'm riding into the sunset. And unfortunately, grandpa will be back on vacation, partying around the world. So just keep that in your heads. Make sure you get all the knowledge you can right now. All right. Get all the information you can. And of course, I don't erase videos unless somebody jacks me. And with all that said, stay safe out here. A lot of people are under stress, duress. They're thinking one thing about individuals instead of another. But stay human, ladies and gentlemen, because you never know what somebody else is going through. And therefore, you don't understand their reactions. Hopefully, you'll have your same calmness, but stay safe. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.